It's a crisp fall morning in 1957. Newspapers begin to land with a thud on porches across America, and over steaming coffee, people read the headlines in disbelief. Russians win space war. They were, of course, reading about the launch of the first artificial satellite, Sputnik, an event that triggered a contest between the two superpowers, United States and the Soviet Union. It also triggered action and hope for the future that ushered in a decade of fast-paced innovation that would eventually put a man on the moon. In 1962, President Kennedy talked about what it would take to do this. He said, "This decision demands major national commitment of scientific and technical manpower, material, and facilities. It means a degree of dedication, organization, and discipline which has not always characterized our research." It seemed inconceivable to many people, a man on the moon. But just 7 years later, huddled around TVs across the world, people watched in awe how Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the lunar surface. And less than a decade after Kennedy's call to arms, we had achieved the seemingly impossible. Now, fast forward almost 60 years, and we could apply the same words to another race, the race to zero, and to stop the climate crisis. The space race was a tipping point in history where the unimaginable became reality, and a united effort led to the discovery of new frontiers. And now, my friends, we are at another tipping point, the one that needs the same degree of dedication, organization, and discipline, but with this time on the planet we are already on. By making this comparison between putting a man on the moon and the climate crisis, I'm trying to say that if we did it once, we can do it again. What seems almost impossible is possible, and a part of the solution is beneath our feet. You know the classic love story where the hero is searching for the love, only to eventually find out that the one he was looking for was just underneath his nose. It's the same thing with us searching for climate solution. The one has also been under our nose all the time. Or to be more precise, under our feet. Geothermal energy, which harnesses heat from within the Earth, has quietly existed all the time and is a key to solving the energy and the climate crisis. But while there's been all along in geothermal, it hasn't always been seen as a viable source. Now, my friends, that is changing. Last year, over 200 geothermal wells were drilled, most in a year. It's also predicted that by 2026, global spending on wells will increase with 25% from $1 billion to $3 billion. And the geothermal market is expected to grow 5% annually until 2030, as well as a massive sector innovation. Geothermal is a part of an essential transition of renewable energy, but just like solar and wind, it's not the answer on its own. I don't know about you, but I imagine a future where clean and resilient societies run on solar, wind, and geothermal as a baseload, where we continuously can produce energy regardless of the day, the time, the season, without relying on fossil fuels. And it's not just energy production we're talking about. Heat pumps allowing for heating and cooling using 25% less than most conventional systems, which is perfect for industrial applications. Earlier this year, I had the opportunity to talk to Richard B. Tantaco, President and CEO of the largest geothermal energy producer in EDC, in the Philippines, called EDC. He told me that when a cyclone hit his competitor, EDC sent 18 truckloads of spare parts in order to get them back on track. Because when it comes to clean energy, there should be nothing else than collaborations. So, why then is geothermal so misunderstood? For many years, it has been seen as a niche, and often rightly so, while tech to harness its power has often limited us to working with natural aquifers. But it is time for geothermal to shine now. Partly because of the oil and gas industry, because they have seen and begun to see the enormous investment potential. They can apply the same process and equipment used for fossil fuel extraction to tap into the Earth's core. Companies like Chevron and Baker Hughes are leading the way with significant investment in geothermal. Well, maybe you say now, no, money from oil and gas industry. Are you crazy? But listen, for me, when it comes to geothermal, the fossil industry has the tech to scale it up, and if everybody takes a part in this transition, it's going to be much faster. We have an opportunity to go from niche to mainstream, where geothermal can be a part of the new normal and make sure that we are the same as Gore-Tex is to outdoor clothes. But now it's time to educate, to inform, and to help the world see geothermal as an essential piece of the puzzle. Listen, it's available 24/7, has a smaller footprint than wind and solar, and is reliable and infinite. We all need to come together, the old, the young, the middle-aged, to demand a clean, resilient future powered by renewables. Together, we need to have hope that we can take this next giant leap for mankind and transition to a greener planet with the help of geothermal. Neither I nor you want to go to Mars. We want to make this Earth a stable and balanced home again, but to do that, we need to find the same courage and resourcefulness that it took to put a man on the moon. And instead of nations racing against each other, we need to have a united global effort. And we need to open our eyes to the potential of what has always been right beneath our feet. A solution that uses the Earth to heat our homes, our businesses, and our cities. My friends, the Earth has power. Let's switch it on. Thank you.